Hello, once again, it is I. What am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about Star Trek and religion. The only reason I'm going to talk about this today is because I recently had a heated email discussion with an apparent atheist regarding one of my videos. Basically the one where I talk about my modest collection of Star Trek Enterprise toys, where I have the Playmates Enterprise and the Faruda Enterprise and my large cutaway Enterprise model kit. And I put the J.J. Abrams prize in there because it belongs to my son. I don't like the design myself. I think it's very, very ugly ship. But my little boy, he's kind of into the new Star Trek and he likes it, so he wanted one, so I got it. But I'm not a big fan of Abrams Trek, and I'm definitely not a big fan of the Abrams prize because it's an ugly, horrible design. And Abrams basically made a mockery of Star Trek with that movie. But anyway, this individual has basically told me that in order to be a true Star Trek fan, you cannot believe in God. You have to be an atheist to be a true Star Trek fan. Now, I find that to be very closed-minded, personally. I am a religious person. I am a Christian, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, and all the other good stuff. But I have no problem with anybody else having a different religion. Why exactly would that be a problem for me? It's not a problem for me. If you're an atheist, more power to you. I don't understand why you would be, but you would equally be hard-pressed to understand why I would believe in an all-powerful being. But basically, it doesn't matter. Everybody has their own basic beliefs. But what I'm talking about here is you do not have to be an atheist to be a Trekkie. I don't even understand that at all. That is absolutely ridiculous. This individual has also informed me, a Star Trek fan of almost 30 years, of something that I did not know. Star Trek is apparently pro-atheism and anti-religion. I didn't know this. Been watching Star Trek for 30 years and I did not know this. I've seen every single episode of the original series, the animated series, The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise, and all 11 movies. And I have as yet to see anything in Star Trek that would make me believe that the entire Star Trek franchise is anti-religion and pro-atheism. I mean, of course, they're not going to just come out and say something like that, but there have been numerous episodes from every version of Star Trek that have dealt with some type of religious issue. And one of the episodes that comes to mind right off the bat was Bread and Circuses. Bread and Circuses was an original series episode that dealt with a planet that had developed parallel to the Earth, but the difference was that the Roman Empire had prevailed into the 23rd century. By the time the Enterprise crew got to the planet and was observing, Christianity had just begun to bloom with the teachings of the sun. Now, originally Kirk and Spock and the crew were thinking that they must have been talking about the sun. They were sun worshippers. But by the end of the episode, it turns out that they were not worshiping the sun, they were worshiping the Son of God. And everybody on the ship, through, they were like, oh, look at that, okay, cool. They didn't say they didn't condemn those people for having a religion or believing in God or the Son of God or the person claiming to be the offspring of a deity. They just said they were just like any other enlightened race or species of beings, and they accepted that those people had those beliefs, and they did not talk down to them or condemn them for it, as this other individual, whom I shall not name, has informed me that they should be doing. The individual has also told me that I'm an idiot because I believe in God, and that he has no respect for me whatsoever, which is fine and dandy. I don't know him, so I really can't say whether I respect him or not. He is a very vulgar and very angry and bitter individual who is very belligerent towards those who don't share his personal, or maybe her, I don't know, it's the individual's personal beliefs. But I have nothing against this person, so I can't really say anything bad about them, except that they're just very angry and very bitter and just, gosh, I mean, really. But unfortunately, it has been my experience with the few atheists that I have dealt with in the past. Most of them have been bitter and angry and hateful and belligerent, and I don't know why that is. The only thing I can think of for their attitude is they have nothing to believe in, no purpose in life, which can make for a very, very hollow and empty existence. And I apologize to any atheists that I offend. I don't mean to, because I don't understand your beliefs. I don't understand your belief system. I don't understand how it's possible not to believe in God. And just as you, I'm sure, don't understand how it would be possible for a reasonably intelligent person to actually believe in an invisible, all-powerful, all-knowing being who created everything. But to be honest, I have no problem believing that. Not a bit. Because even if you go back to the Big Bang and you say, well, okay, this is here because a tiny, smaller than microscopic speck of matter that contained all the matter that we know in the universe today decided that it wanted to go kaboom and everything is here, then, you know, it's as good a theory as any. There's nothing to really disprove it. But even if you go back that far, you have to ask yourself, where did all that matter come from to begin? Matter get here? Because the laws of physics state that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Now, there goes one of those paradoxes where you say, well, if matter can't be created, then how did God create it? Well, because he's God. And then you can also say, well, who created God? That's a question that I just don't know. I don't know who created God. I don't know if God was created or if he was just always here. See, time is weird. We only know what we can perceive. We only know 3 dimensions. Well, technically 4. You know, height, width, depth, and time. But time is a weird, weird, weird thing. Time can be compressed, it can be expanded, it can be sped up, it can be slowed down. We don't know if time is linear or if time is cyclic. I mean, these are questions that aren't going to be answered until we die and we actually get to it get to progress beyond this physical plane into the next level of existence. Now I realize that an atheist probably would not believe in anything, any kind of life after death. And that is truly unfortunate, because that's what gives us purpose. So it gives us reason for being here, is knowing that we have something that we can look forward to after we leave this reality and go to the next. I personally would not be able to live knowing that when I die I'm just going to be gone. And I don't know, I can't comprehend blinking out of existence. I can't wrap my brain around how that would feel, just to go away and be completely gone. Because how do you do that? How can you completely be just gone? How can you die and just stop existing? How is that even possible? It's something that I can't understand. I can't comprehend the possibility of not continuing after the physical body has died, or the physical body has worn out and gone. I'm trying to think about it now, and I can't even think about such a thing. Because I've been existing for about 40 years on this earth, and I can't imagine not existing. Can't imagine just stopping and blinking out of existence and just not being here anymore. I can't even think of the words to describe non-existence, the feeling of non-existence. Technically, there won't be a feeling, because there won't be anything left to feel. You're gone. Oh, that is just something that would be so depressing. It would be just the most depressing thing ever. I would almost have no purpose, no reason for even existing if I knew that there was nothing at all after this existence. It's making me depressed right now just thinking about it. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm getting all off of the subject. As far as Star Trek fandom and religion is concerned, I don't believe that you have to be an atheist to be a Star Trek fan, because I love Star Trek. I am a Star Trek fan of the highest order, ladies and gentlemen. I am a Trekkie. I'm not a Trekker like these new politically correct Trek fans claim to be. I am a Trekkie, and I'm proud of it. I love being a Trekkie. Now, I'm not one of those Trekkies that goes to the grocery store dressed up in his Captain Kirk outfit. Mind you, I do have a Captain Kirk outfit, but I only break it out on Halloween. But, I'm not just all that crazy like that. My whole house is not decorated in Star Trek. My wife wouldn't have it. So all of my Star Trek stuff is relegated to a shelf in the bedroom, because she doesn't want all that mess out in the living room for all to see, which I can't understand that. Anywho, if you look at Star Trek and look at the message behind the Star Trek series, you look at the IDIC, I-D-I-C, that is the Vulcan IDIC. It means infinite diversity in infinite combinations. People of the 23rd and 24th century in the Star Trek universe are very accepting and very tolerant. They don't discriminate against race, religion, nationality, planetary origin, anything like that. They're very, very accepting and very tolerant of everybody. That's why the idea that you have to be an atheist and you can't be a religious person to be a Star Trek fan is just pure hogwash, horse shit, and stupidity. If you'll excuse my language. I try not to use profanity on this page if I can help it, but that deserved a little bit, because that's just completely dumb. To think that you have to be an atheist to be a Star Trek fan. I don't understand how anybody could even think that, considering how Star Trek has always advocated acceptance and tolerance of everyone. But anyway, I'm just looking for some other opinions. Anybody who happens to watch this video, if you're an atheist, please give me some feedback on this so I can better understand. If you're a Christian, or even a Muslim, or a Buddhist, or a Hindu, or any other religion, and you're a Trekkie, please give me some feedback. I'd like to understand everybody's feelings on this. I'm not here to insult anybody, and if I have offended, I do apologize. I just want to be able to understand. So that is all I have for today. So please, live long and prosper.